Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Kol Haloyam, Adonai Yahweh, Bahashem Shah Malak Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Habayah Shah Malak Davodah, that's King David, answer the fusion of faces that look like the seed nations, but identity goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the royal holy chosen seed line. Shalom. And the title of this video is going to be, the name of the Lord is very crucial. And the reason why I'm titling it like that is because a lot of people don't understand the name of the Lord, and most of our people will call him Yahweh. You know, if they will call him what you call it, Yahushua or Yeshua. They will say Ahaya. You know, they will use wrong names, and you got false Israelite camps that will say those names don't matter, and the name clearly does matter, because if you know the names and you understand this truth, that means the Lord is dealing with you. And what you call it, and you will see, like in what you call it, there's this movie that I know, this movie, This Is the End, it made a lot of references to other movies, and sometimes like you know, you got some movies that do that, like some comedy movies that will make references of other movies and kind of like put some scenes into it. But it also showed a lot of things from the scriptures as well too, dealing with like the chariots and stuff, but this part is dealing with like the exorcism. And I was in Florida a couple weeks ago, and I saw this I saw the movie, even though this movie was in 2013. You know, I just saw it like, you know, a couple weeks ago, and I saw like some spiritual things with it within this movie. And it was crazy because as soon as I finished watching this movie, I was on my YouTube channel, and I saw some other brother posted some scene about this movie with, I forgot the name of the YouTube channel where that brother posted that video. He showed that some people in this movie got delivered by the chariots, but which are the so-called UFOs. So yeah, it was very spiritual. And as soon as I just finished the movie, and I saw that on my channel, on my YouTube newsfeed. And another thing about this is that a lot of people, like you'll see in the Exorcist movies, or you know, movies when it's dealing with dealing with ghosts, and you have to exorcise the demon out the person, they will pretty much say Jesus Christ, and the power of Christ will compel you. That name ain't power. That name ain't exorcising no fucking demon. I'm telling you, that name ain't gonna work. Like, how many people in the world know Jesus Christ? Even an atheist know that name. Now, come on. You know? But I'm about to play the clip real quick, and I'm gonna show you, like, you know, and it's really true what it's showing, and the spiritual what it's showing you. Because the name is in Hebrew, and his name is Yahweh. That's the Heavenly Father's name, and the Son's name is Yahweh Shai. And how you activate the holy name altogether is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And you have to have faith through it with those names.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill is no more.
Demon?
Yes.
That's not good. That's not good.
Jay, you fool.
I say unto thee, the power of Christ compels you.
Oh, does it? Does it compel me?
The power of Christ compels you.
Does it, Jay?
The power of Christ compels
Is
you.
the power of Christ compelling me? Is that what's happening?
The power of Christ compels you.
Guess what? It's not that compelling.
So you see, as it's basically as what the possessed version of Jonah Hill was saying, that the power of Christ ain't, working, because basically that name was just made up by the so-called white man, and that's in the ancient Hebrew, his name would be Yahweh Shai Hamashiach. So, and how you activate the holy name is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and that's what works. And I'll give a few scriptures about this lesson. So it says right here in Proverbs 18:10, the name of the Lord is a strong tower, the righteous run up into it and is safe. And who's representing the righteous is the elect. So when you call on the names of the Lord, you're actually being protected by those names, by that name. And you have to, and it's not only really knowing the names, but you have to have faith, because faith is driven through those names, and it works as well, because it says faith without works is dead. So how you doing the works? By trying to repost a video, or by doing a video on your own, or at least watching the videos to learn. Because one thing with Jake is that you have a lot of Jakes that think that, oh, just because they know they're Israelite, they think that's it. They think they don't have to do the works. All they just have to do is just know, and that's it. So, and one thing when it's coming to this truth, you will begin to learn that the name really matters, and always using that name is to teach that name, that holy name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, to teach that name. That's really important. And it says there was another scripture I wanted to point out, and it says in Acts 19 at verse 13, then certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, this is talking about our people, but most likely they weren't they probably weren't of the elect, these Jews, or or probably the Lord wasn't dealing with them at that time, but it says in verse 13, that certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai, saying, we adjure you by Yahweh Shai, whom Paul preacheth. So you see, they knew the name at the time, because they spoke Paleo Hebrew, so they knew the name. But the thing is that, like, this is really spiritual, because it's not only knowing the name, you have to actually be part of the elect. And it says, and there were 7 of the sons of Sceva, a Jew, and the chief of the priests, which did so. And the evil spirit answered and said, Yahweh Shai I know, and Paul I know, but who are ye? So that spirit was like, who the hell is you? Like, whose man is this? Like, I know Yahweh Shai, I know Paul. They know the prophets, they know who we are. But like, they're like, who are you? And the thing about a spirit is that once the Lord command that spirit to do whatever they please, they go hard. And ain't nobody telling the spirit what the hell to do, unless the Lord sanctions that spirit to, like, all right, And those evil spirits are like pretty much like bad boy spirits, like, but they listen to the Heavenly Father and the Son. So, and in verse 16, and the man in whom the evil spirits was leaped on them and overcame them and prevailed against them, so that they fled out the house naked and wounded. And this was known to all the Jews and the Greeks also dwelling at Ephesus, and fear fell on them all. And the name of the Lord, of Adonai Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, was magnified. And many that believed came and confessed to shew their deeds. So So it says, there's another thing in the scriptures where it says faith without works is dead. Let me see. Yeah, James 2:17. Even so, faith, if it hath not works, is dead, being alone. And it says, James 2:20. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? So kind of James he dragged it a little bit, because he said it like pretty much about 3 times. So yeah, but it's just proving his point that, like, if you don't have faith with the Lord's names and stuff like that, and you're in this truth, and you don't have the faith. Well, if you're in the truth, you have the faith, but you're not doing the works, it's pretty much dead. Yeah, simple as that. And if you see in that movie, This Is the End, it shows like, a lot of things from the scriptures, and even though they try to use the name of the Lord, they try to use, well, that's not the name of the Lord, Salakia. They use the name of Caesar Borgia with saying Jesus Christ. They failed. The demon was laughing at them, speaking through that Jonah Hill character, speaking through that guy. It was laughing at them, saying, does it really compel me? Does it, it's fucking with them. And the guy didn't, even though like a cross is a satanic symbol, he tried to have like a cross of like, of a fork and a spoon to represent a cross. It's stupid. That's not even the symbol of the Lord. That's a pagan symbol. And Esau, they will try to show, Esau will, try to say, this is the way you could cast out a demon. You gotta say, and the power of Christ compel you. And you gotta use salt, in saying that that's their weakness, saying that you have to use holy water. Because Esau's a fucking demon his damn self, like Apostle Tahar said in his last recent video about, Azealia Banks shaving her hair. I'll put the link in the description, because Apostle Tahar gives account on it, and he says, like, that he had to he had to perform an exorcism, and he said Johanna was there and some brothers from HODC, and they said they had to do that for some brother that owned an apartment building, because a lot of paranormal activity was going on over there. So yeah, it shows you that this truth is real, because in a way you kind of deal with the fourth dimension when you know the names and you're in this truth. So yeah. And another thing is that when it's coming to that myths of like telling you that this is the way you could cast out a demon, they're not going to tell you the real truth behind it, because first of all, you have to be part of the elect to even do that. And some brothers' lots will be to do those type of things, to use the name of the Lord to cast out evil spirits, and to have that spiritual power. And there's certain levels to these demons. Like, you have the lower level one, the middle level, and the higher level ones. So, and that's showing you that this truth ain't no damn joke when you have to deal with something like that. That's showing you that you have to have faith even to your life, man. Because, even the prophets were, at the time, the disciples were, even Yahushua had to show the disciples, like, yo, this is how you have to do it. This is how you have to, do this exorcism. This is how you have to have that faith, man. He said, faith as a grain of mustard seed, you can move mountains. But, and when it's coming to, when it's coming to these demons, I could give an account of what I used to do in the world, in a way, that how I met an evil spirit, because I was like kind of smoking weed and shit like that. And then when I was at my uncle's apartment with my cousin, and I was smoking weed with him and his girl, and then all of a sudden, when I was in the room, kind of like by myself, waiting for them to come back, I kind of felt like a evil presence came before me, and I was like, oh shit. And and I kind of had to run to the side of the room because I felt it kind of like attacking me in my rib cage or something like that, kind of like attacking my chest in a way. And I felt it was like some slight pain. I felt almost like I had asthma and a heart attack at the same time. Like it was, almost felt like my heart was beating, and it felt like I had asthma. And I had to scream out the name of the Lord to rebuke it. And then I don't know, I heard some like little laughter or whatever, like some because I was hearing like a lot of music in the background. Because I was like I had music, there was music in the background, and then I don't know, I heard a little bit of like laughter. I was just hearing a lot of shit, like like if you watch that Naruto show, I was kind of like I felt like I was under a genjutsu in a way, kind of like my mind was fucking with reality, and then almost like I was an illusion, but trying to fight it at the same time. And this never happened to me before, all the times I used to smoke weed. So, and then I felt like a what you call it, and when I kind of saw that evil spirit, I saw a little bit of purple in the like a purple silhouette in a way. That's how, like, it kind of looked. It kind of appeared and it disappeared, and it felt like it was gonna attack me and stuff like that, and it felt like it was trying to like separate my soul from my body. And then I called out the name of the Lord like 4 or 5 times, screamed it out with faith, and then I felt like, then I saw like a green image appeared before me, and it looked like that was the image of the Lord. Well, it was probably like shown through by an angel, and it looked like it was a man with an afro and a woolly beard, a woolly afro, and it kind of like showed us a green silhouette sitting on the throne, and it said my name. At that time, I didn't have a Hebrew name. That was the time I was watching the videos. That was before I even came to a camp, or before, that was the time I was watching, like, I was just sitting down in the house watching GMS videos. This is before I ever came to a camp. This is before I even think about making a YouTube account promoting this channel. And then it said my name, which is my government name. It said just my first name. It was like, and it told me to stop smoking weed. Like, told me that several times, like, just to make sure I get it in my head. And it kind of screamed it out. It pretty much screamed it out, like scolding me to show me that it was no joke. It was a hard transition to stop doing it, but after that I would learn, I knew better, and I'm kind of glad that in a way that I don't do those things no more, because it showed me like it was kind of a waste of money any damn way to do those things. If anything, it's best to moderately drink than to do that shit. So yeah, so that's pretty much my personal account on like how that name pretty much saved my life, and its truth overall has pretty much saved my life. So yeah. And plus, I have a lot of reasons to be in this truth anyway. And the Lord kind of put me through those conditions to make sure I won't ever leave this truth. And I'm glad He did. And I don't see myself leaving, and I hope I don't. So yeah. That's pretty much my personal account on it. And when you deal with lower level demons in a way, you kind of deal with certain people and the shit that they do. Like, for Jake, for instance, like Jake you will have some Eves that will be loudmouth and all that shit. They run their big ass mouths and they try to take their anger out on you for no fucking reason. Sometimes that's a demon behind that. When people have when there's like a misunderstanding behind why they're so pissed off and they take it out on you, that's a demon behind that shit. And people are like that. That's why you have to have less interactions with certain people, So, because people can't understand why they're doing these things. But spiritually we understand, because it says, for we wrestle not against flesh or blood, but against principality in higher places. So yeah, this thing is spiritual. And that's why most of these women, they are demons, because why? They have a lot of demons on them because they sleep with other men, they get with other men, riding car carousels, and that's another reason why they're kind of possessed in a way. But when they see the fourth dimension, because there was another brother that posted a video from GMS Common Sense that strange apparitions are coming. You're gonna see many people getting possessed, and especially with this microchip too. And let's see if these loudmouth ass Eves are gonna be running their big ass mouth in that day. You know, I'm talking about these so-called, you know, this Israelite woman, these so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native American women. Let's see if they're gonna run their big ass mouth in that day when they see a strange apparition, a demon coming before them. Because even when I kind of saw that came up before me, I shit ran across the room, and I was at least a little strong enough to, like, you know, to kind of fight it in a way and scream out the name of the Lord. So, and then even when I saw the angel that came before me, the angel was more terrifying because I ran to the side of the room and I heard a deep, deep voice, like, sounded like Yasharahla's voice almost. Because it sounded like a real deep, like, watery voice, like, you know, ocean, you could hear. Like, and it sounds like thunder, too, when it screamed. And I felt that, I felt my soul, like, being shifted, like I almost saw an angel of death or something like that. So it was crazy. So, you know, all these bitches nowadays having their big-ass loud mouth, thinking that they're so big and bad, like they could fight a man. They're not gonna be acting like that when they see, you know, when they see the fourth dimension open right before their own eyes. They will fucking piss and shit their pants. They will have a period right on the spot if they see a spirit, whether it be good or evil spirit, manifest themselves before they will. Yeah. So, and another thing is that what you call it. So yeah, so these times are gonna come where you're gonna have to see more, you know, more people getting possessed and shit like that too. And Esau is not gonna tell you the truth. You're not gonna hear the truth coming from these Edomites. You're not gonna hear the truth coming from these churches where they tell you that oh, that Satan and the demons try to do their own thing. Satan works for the Most High. And I'll do another video. I'll do another lesson on that. Satan works for the Most High. He don't do his own thing. Everything that he do is sanctioned to the Lord. The Lord has to sanction it. The Lord has to certify it and say, okay, Satan can't do his own thing. Satan is a servant boy to the Lord. He's the highest demon, yeah, but he serves the Lord. Yeah. Because it says all the angels of heaven serve the Lord, and I'll do a video on that. That's good and evil, if it says all. So, you know, one thing about these stupid Christians, they don't believe these type of things. And when you tell them these type of things, they look at you like you're crazy. And you show them scriptures, they don't understand it. So, you know, it was kind of scary for me to understand it. But, you know, over time, like, you know, when you're in this truth, it's like you begin to notice it. And you'll be like, you know, over time, like, you feel like comfortable about it. You know, dealing with the topic of this. So, yeah. You know, Esau will tell you certain lies, like that you have like sleep paralysis, or, you know, like if you're having problems with your sleep or whatever, like with yeah. Like Esau will have certain problems, like he will tell you when you have certain problems with your sleep and shit like that. Like, he ain't gonna tell you the truth behind it. Like, nah, that's a demon fucking with you. Like, if you sleeping and you wake up, you shaking in the bed, or if you in a half awake, half asleep state, like sleep paralysis, that's a demon behind that. So, you ain't gonna hear the truth from the men of the Lord, mainly from GMS. Not know any other false camp, and especially not from any fucking harlot house church. So, yeah, I hope I made that lesson edifying. Like to give all glory, praises, honor to Adonai Yahweh, B'Hashem Shamalak Yahweh Shah, B'Hashem Kakadash, double honor to the apostles of the elders, great millstone, peace, say, teach the hopeful elect. Yahweh B'Hashem Yashah, Shalak Yam, Adawam Yam, Wa Abababo, Shalom.